African American studies.
Yeah.
What I love is that we had a socialistic mindset, not the Marxist version.
Right.
That version.
Right.
Even think back to Egypt. What was going on with the land and the famine? All nations, Israelites were going up to Egypt to get some food for the famine. That's how Joseph ran back into his brothers. You see what I'm saying? We had that mindset. When we went out to eat, and we had to hunt, you had the hunters, you had those men who stayed behind to protect the village, and then you had, everybody else in their respective places. When we went out to go hunt, all right, we knew to bring back enough food to feed that village, and we didn't return without that. And when we brought the food back, we put the food in the ground, right? Not in the ground, but on the ground, right? And so then you had those people who came and dealt with the skin. And that was for our clothing, teepees, tents, and all that stuff like that, right? Then you had the people who did the food. They'll come and get the meat and put that together. Then you had the people that dealt with the bones and stuff like that. That would be for our weapons and stuff like that, and, stuff we like to wear. Then you have people who dealt with the cleanup of it. That's a well-organized social system. You see what I'm saying? So when the food was prepared, she has one child and a husband. There go their portion. We knew she had 4 or 5 kids and her husband. Here's your portion. The reason why people steal is because they lack it. In that society, you didn't lack nothing. Because why? We all ate together, like how her husband brought the food in, everybody eat. Yeah. You ain't have no reason to rob nobody today, do you?
You steal them from yourself. You had no.
You just ate it.
You
just lights on it. You see what I'm saying? And because we don't have that in our people no more, we talk to say, I want to be with them niggas.
Yeah. Individuals.
We talk individualism.
And then where the curse come in there, then how do we get played ourselves? Okay, a person become part of that society, now he blinging, he doing good, he can press people, rob niggas. Next thing you know, he got robbed and killed. It's gonna come right back. Reap what you sow.
Now, the part about the slave trade, it was pushed extremely for what we would call NASDAQ or free labor, or whatever you call it like that. Because see, Europe had almost died out. They had no men to rebuild. And then so, you had, that's why they paid for exploration. Because they was trying to find more resources, right? Now, when they came upon, and it was an accident they even bumped into America. Because Columbus was trying to find a quicker route to the Spice Islands.
What was he trying to go to India?
Yeah, he was trying to get down. Yeah, so he thought after he talked to Esdras, he could go the other way around and hit the other side. And instead he hit North America. You see what I'm saying? And then when he hit there, he couldn't get through, dealing with the Indians. That's the same way that they dealt. Because see, colonization is the worst thing you can do to a people. You take the people, then you leave your influence there. That's the worst thing in the world you can do. You see what I'm saying? And so now they had a monopoly. We got all this new land. We got all this territory. And we can rebuild. We need the workforce to do it. And because those nations that was in Africa, they was giving away us because they was threatened mostly by us and our God, which is scripturally written in Psalms 83.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first Confederate meeting right there.
First UN, United Nations meeting. All of them, it was white folk, Africans, and
More
Arabs. They all came together and was like, them the people cut them off
them
the nation.
Get them out. And man, so we have to understand that it was built on that. And then once, see, racism didn't exist because we all wasn't tripping off each other's color.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Racism came after. It's a product of the slave. You see what I'm saying? And so what happened is now that you have these people here, and then you outlaw the Fugitive Slave Act and all around about the 1850, about the last ships that left out of Africa, dealing with slavery. Now that you have these people here, what do you have to do? You have to engineer their minds because conditions form what? Consciousness. So you have to sell them inferiority. You have to save them a savior complex, and you got to make them think this good white man and saved you.
And just give them a bunch of hearsay.
You know what I'm saying? Then to keep them separated, you teach them what? Like I said, the theory of Willie Lynch. Make the man strong but mentally weak. Make the woman the head of the household and independent. And she'll raise her children. They see how smart they think? Because they knew what they did to you, you going to teach that to them. And look, we the only people that surplus. When you go when a farmer goes to get surplus from the government, they make sure they keep the continuity of their family together.
Yeah.
When we go get surplus and tell these daughters that your man better not be in that house.
Be in that house.
You want some Section 8 and all that? Yeah, we give you that because they know that's your money. Our women, our future, and our first teachers to our children.
Yes, sir.
Is our women.
Yes, sir.
But they supposed to be getting the knowledge from who?
Yep.
Us. So what you do is that you make them the head and make us the foot. Then they'll always be mentally teaching, girl, get your mom, girl, you don't need that man for nothing. But you couldn't even create this daughter without that man. You see what I'm talking about? You have to have negative and positive. You have to have male energy and female energy. You know what I'm talking about? And that's the problem. We done removed the man. So economics been pushing. It's a science, man. It's a deep, what I think my brother called it real good, wickedly genius.
Yeah, it is.
Wickedly
genius. You'd have gave it props if it wasn't so wicked.
You would
man, that's cold how y'all did. That's
man, I'm talking about
cold.
you remove the people. Even on the slave ship, when you study the voyages, remember they separated. When they heard people that was able to speak the same language on the boats, they stopped them in the middle of the passage. Either threw some of them overboard, or they switched them in boats. But don't let them niggas get there. And what's the first thing they did when they get here? They can change their language. They had Kunta Kinte, remember the movie?
Yeah.
Toby! Kunta Kinte. Okay, it's cool. It's Toby. You see what I'm saying? So you remove their language, you remove their history, you remove their God, you remove their image. You give them their God back in the way you want it because we weren't able to read, so we took it from them. And then they had an overseer in church watching us. You know what I'm saying? And it's weekly change.
Yeah, it is. You got some more.
And then it changed.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and I want to read some on this first book of Maccabees. Where brothers is on that subject about
changing images,
or bringing you from the God that we serve into another God that was being served.
Yeah.
Right here in this first book of Maccabees, I'm probably doing a little jumping around, but this verse 1, this first Maccabees, verse 1.
What chapter, bro?
Chapter 1, verse 1.
Oh yeah, by Alexander now.
Yeah.
This is historical.
This is definitely historical.
About what happened.
Ain't no in the world we supposed to be suffering like this, man. And we're naturally loving people. I don't mean to cut you off, but it throws me off, man. How wicked we are. We should be doing this all the time. Look at all these different families. You know what I'm saying? You got young families, young people that's loving each other, you know, and we supposed to be elders guiding them in righteousness. If that little brother needs something, he ain't supposed to have to go around and steal nobody when he got this many kids.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? His needs should be met. This sister has an issue. Her needs should be met. We've been taught to separate ourselves from this. Ain't no way in the world we shouldn't be like this. Ain't nobody in here should have to suffer for nothing. We are the greatest people that this world has ever seen, and they know it. When
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1.
Yeah,
that's messed up.
I can't figure it out.
They're gonna be charging you for her in a minute.
No doubt. That's what's coming next.
Trying to breathe.
They doing that who got oxygen tanks.
But check this out. Y'all let that First Maccabees.
Clean water. Next order.
First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. It say, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, king of Persia, and the Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
Wow.
Now that's a historical fact right there.
Yeah,
we all know that Alexander the Greek, or what they want to call the Great, you know what I'm saying? He was the first to reign over Greece. And when he did that, he was known for killing who? Smitten who? King Darius of Persia, right? But I'm gonna kind of skip down from there.
Go ahead. I'm gonna pull them out this book, but keep reading.
Okay.
Pull them out this ancient world book. Show you that's history. Read. Go ahead.
Okay, but look, I'm gonna keep on because it's gonna go off about Alexander. He say, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. But that's all that is a historical fact. You can go back and read, you can see all these things that went down for as Alexander the Greek. Okay, I'm gonna jump down a little bit, right? And it say, and there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes. And what this is going down off into is that Alexander, after he died, what he reigned, the way he was ruling over, he split it up amongst his four generals, or which was his partners. And this was one of them that started the reign, was Antiochus Epiphanes, right? And then they say, and it came Antiochus Epiphanes, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been hostage at Rome. He had reigned in the 130th and 7th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So then you see in Israelites or brothers that come from the fold, what they are doing is they are saying that they're going to make a covenant with the heathen.
With these heathens.
You know what I'm saying? They coming about the covenant that they were in. This is what we get down to verse 15 to say that.
So they in the covenant with the Most High. They saying later for that, we finna go become like these heathens is conquering us. That's the problem right there.
It's
Pledge
14.
allegiance to the flag.
It say, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Right? Now, throughout this time, and I mean, like I say, it'd be cool to go ahead and read this whole scripture, right? But Antiochus Epiphanes did a thing after that, right? He started sending out letters. They carry out what he was trying to carry out. But here it goes. It say this verse 41 say, look at verse 41, because I'm gonna be skipping throughout this whole verse. This whole chapter. Verse 41 say, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
All should what?
All should be one people.
They pushing that now today.
Exactly.
All one people, coexist, New World Order. They pushing that today.
No doubt.
That was thousands of years ago. They were doing the same thing.
And it's saying everyone should leave his laws.
Leave what?
Leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yeah, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers to Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices and drink offerings in the temples, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. This verse 49.
Customs, man.
Verse 48 say that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all ordinances.
That was the point.
Yeah.
You took on their way of life to the end. You forget you was an Israelite. You forget about the covenant. Now you a Greek. And today, don't we have black Greeks? Ain't they doing this? And they stepping doing all that.
And the conference
it started back in Jerusalem.
And the conference that all those different Greek chapters in the colleges right now go to is called the Pan-Hellenistic Conference.
Hellenistic meaning Greek culture.
Greek culture.
So when Alexander took over, what he did was called Hellenize the whole known world. That's Greek culture. And he imposed it on people. That's why today we like this. And stepping and doing everything. You ain't
you know where it comes from. We do it and don't even know. History, man.
Yeah, but that's straight history. And I'm gonna finish that out with that 52. I'm gonna finish this out with that 52. It just to continue what he just said. He said, then many of the people were gathered unto them, meaning Antiochus Epiphanes, the Romans, and things that they carried out. Many other people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land. So that's what ended up going down. That was the start of a situation of us coming up out of the covenant of our God and going off into doing other things of other nations or the Romans.
Yeah, so we was never, and then when we look at that, y'all, we think about that, it makes us become the first liars to our people. Santa Claus is coming, gonna put you something in the tree. You go on the Easter egg hunt knowing that bunny's doing.
But you whoop your children for lying. That's what kills me. Like, you'll straight whoop your children for lying to you, then turn around and tell them the tooth fairy left a quarter under your pillow. Like, stop, come on, stop all
And
that.
expect them not to want to lie when they get older.
Makes no sense. Now, look, I'm gonna verify what you just read, because
Can I do something?
Go ahead, bro, go ahead.
This is from way earlier, and so that we still be on target, and because the whole mission is edification. I've been listening through it, but at the same time, I've been participating in the discussion. So I was trying to find a specific point, but he has a whole series, Ray Hagan. And what does they say? I'm gonna let you read it out loud, since you said he didn't teach that.
Let's see, his council. They created Jesus Christ, Ray Higgins.
That's what he teach.
I actually had to be like, he challenged us before. That's how you know. He was like, look, he has a, he's an ex-Baptist.
Definitely the council not see he's talking about.
Hey, check this out. He's an ex-Baptist minister.
That's the one I was referring to.
Right.
And he's an ex-Baptist minister.
So
right?
yeah, he does teach that. And actually,
hey,
oh, this brother, man, look, I got it over here. I'm gonna show him in a minute.
This is Council Nicaea.
Yeah.
This is a totally different council.
All right, well, I'm gonna go
What
there
you
and
mean?
finish
Hold on, what
listening
you
to
said?
him.
There were 7 councils.
Yeah,
a lot of councils.
Yeah.
A lot like
See, right
Laodicea.
here,
No,
this is the one. This is the one he's talking about. That's see, and that was more specific. The
Council
first
Nicaea.
council, right? And remember, you were saying he did not teach that. That was your found. Did anybody else remember that discussion? He said that Ray Hagan does not
in
teach
his
that.
video of the Council Nicaea.
No,
This is something totally different.
No. This is what I wanted you to see. This is all the series.
It's all
It's a
series.
series.
Video 1, 2, 3 of the
It's a
same
series.
Series.
So right here
That's
it
what I'm saying.
says the first council. We just had that council just because they put one word. It don't discredit what he's saying. We just talking about that in different accounts of Matthew and then John. It's still the core of what he's teaching. Is that the Council of Nicaea, and he give you a date, 325 AD. I mean, you agree on
Nah,
that.
you good.
This
The
is,
one that
that's the video he
created
talked.
Jesus.
right.
You said he didn't do that, or say that, or teach that.
No.
He did, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
He did. He
But
did.
check- but check-
Only reason we know because we dealt with him.
Yeah, I never seen that.
So we dealt with him and had words with him.
So when you
and
get a
he
chance,
said it out of
when
his
you get a
mouth.
chance, see how I googled it. Ray Hagan, Council of Nicaea. Now I've been sitting here listening to it different. I'm gonna show it to you because he has the whole congregation. Say it with me.
Hey, yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
not coming back.
Hey, look.
And there's no rapture.
Hey, look, but check
And they
this
go like this.
Clap.
You don't want to be saved from this shit. I mean, even if it ain't
Right.
real, you don't want to be saved from this shit.
Right.
If it ain't even real, I'm just saying, let's just jump off the record for a minute. I'm playing. It makes no sense to me to not to even have hope of deliverance from this mess.
Say that. Preach
It
that.
makes no sense to
And like, what's the consequence if you believe in that?
me. Ain't even
What's the
Right.
consequence for like, look, I'm gonna get redeemed about it. This. Let me keep.
Only
trying to
thing you
show
heard me
Right.
say is what I practice. I have 7 kids and a grandbaby and one on the way. You know what I'm talking about? And I've been a man in their life, all their life. And this is my second wife. You see what I'm saying? But because you running on the righteous thing, you don't have those issues like how we play that baby mom it is, baby not.
Right.
We had it, didn't work. You know, I love you. And look, I took my 4 kids with me when we divorced. What man does that? But again, what I've been saying the whole time, you have to return the black man to the black home. Each of these men are fathers in their homes. What are we teaching wrong? You see what I'm saying? Each of us are saying it's important to know who you is, Junior, so you can grow up and be a great man.
Yeah.
Because you come from greatness.
Yeah.
And you have a great power that supports you. What are we teaching wrong?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as the biblical understanding, we have always had intercessors between us and God. And it started with Moses. God gave us an opportunity to come and holler at him directly.
Yeah.
We was like,
we was scared.
we were scared to death. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He's too hard.
Go ahead, Moses. You gonna holler at God.
Yeah.
And ever since then, that's when he established the Levitical priesthood as the ones who would stand as mediators.
Yeah.
And then when we got out of hand, he sent prophets. Get them back on target.
Remind them.
Remind
Let them
them.
know what's gonna happen to them.
Spread
if
the
they choose to go
rooftop.
down that route.
And then what happened? So even if I believe we historically believe it. Some of us don't need as much to understand because your soul will bear witness. It makes perfect sense.
All of this information came after we believed.
Yeah.
This is none of this is what
Why we believe
persuaded us.
Nah.
This is information.
This solidified the belief.
You know what happened was that brother challenged us.
Yeah.
That brother right there challenged
And
us.
sparked some shit.
Hey, that video had thousands of views on it. They quickly X'd us up off YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't mean we back on there now.
Yeah, but
You
they
feel me?
shut it down.
This session gonna go up on there. But man, that brother challenged us, bro, and said you can't even prove a Jesus Christ in history, period.
He's
He
just
was
like
very-
Farrakhan. He's
that's
a
why we-
disgruntled Baptist preacher.
Yeah.
That's what
And-
Farrakhan
And look,
was.
this is spiel. This is his spiel. He say, listen. He
Who's a
say,
Baptist preacher?
he say,
Nah,
he
that's
say,
your name,
follow me,
Ray
saints.
Hagan.
Follow
Ray
me.
Hagan.
Yeah, we call
Both
him
of
Ray Pagan.
Ray
Ray
Pagan.
Pagan.
Yeah, he got a church down on Natural Bridge in New State.
That's
Yeah.
original.
I done been up in there and everything. But I mean, I remember one time I was up in there, he straight threw the Bible on the floor and was talking bad about the Most High. And I don't know if a lot of people know that brother got dentures. Man, his grill popped out his mouth. Like right while he was naysaying. Like he juggled it real quick.
God was trying to stop his words.
I was in the back hard. I'm like, yeah, alright, keep it.
We done seen men
Yeah.
saying things that's opposite of this Bible and they speaking it so hard like they mean it and they get choked up and gotta walk to a trash can and can't even speak.
That was last year.
At our
Yeah.
Passover. They
Yeah.
ain't speaking. We like, what does this dude talk about?
Yeah.
We want him to stop, mind you. We like,
Hey,
what does
bro,
this
you
dude
got-
up here talk about?
Yeah.
We ain't have to tell him to stop. God choked him, mocked him, and can't even talk.
Man, he was over the trash can early.
Early. Brother,
Early.
go down. Yeah.
Talking crazy.
Yeah.
But I've seen that happen with
Yeah.
Ray. But he had challenged us. And he was like, look, listen to me, y'all. There is no evidence. Follow me now. There is no evidence outside of what you call the Gospels of a Jesus the Christ. This character, Jesus the Christ, was invented.
At the council.
You heard me? And tried that, and I'm like, I'm about to take his head off. With Called the bros up. We found the non-historical proof, put it up. He didn't even respond. And we put it, man. Then check us out. It was a white boy got on too. That was the crazy part. The white boy offered him $1,500 twice. I offer you $1,500 right now. I'm finna prove Christ about a history. This was a white boy. This was after we did what we did. He put money on the line. Nobody responded. I was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on.
And then a lot of these stories start changing. It's funny about that.
Let me read this about Alexander.
Oh, yeah,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
Check this out. The brother was reading about Alexander. Show y'all that the Apocrypha is part of the Bible and it's historical as well. All right. If you can read that 1 and 1 again for me, so we can, you know what I'm saying, a little time that went by. Maccabees 1 and 1. Then I'm gonna read out of this ancient world about Alexander, his father Philip, and how they took over and Hellenized the world and enforced Greek culture on the whole world. Showing you that the Bible matches up. And believe it or not, Daniel, the book, if you read the book of Daniel, he had a vision of all the world kingdoms. From ancient Babylon, to Persia, to Greece, down to Rome, down to where we at now called America. It's all in the book of Daniel. 4 beasts that will arise out of the earth, or 4 kingdoms that shall reign in the earth. You feel me? And it went down from each one in successive order down to where we at right now. Right? So he had prophesied about Alexander the Greek 200 to 300 years before he was even born. Showing you that it's the spirit of the Most High that deal with his people, man. So check this out. This is an ancient world, page 40. And if you can, I'm gonna pass this around. We'll be able to like this number 1 right here is an actual coin of Alexander with a leopard helmet on.